So in the part one of this video, basically, we went over how to do knotted fringes, as you can see above here. Showed you how to do twisted fringes, which you're going to need to understand how to do a twisted fringe in order to be able to do the beaded fringe, because there is a twist in that fringe, okay? Obviously, you're going to need beads. I am not a connoisseur of beads, so I did go to my local beads store, and I brought my weaving along, explained what I wanted for them to do. Apparently, it is not an unusual thing to see weavers at a bead store. I was kind of surprised at that. They were able to come up with some beautiful options for me. So basically, I'm trying to debate that these two videos that I make, the one previous and this one I'm making right now, was to figure out what kind of fringe I wanted. So there's possibility of me just using a knotted fringe, or just a possibility of just using a twisted fringe. But again, there is a possibility of using beads. I do not want to detract from the beauty of the actual scarf. Okay, that's really, really important to me. So I'm going to try some beads, see whether or not I like it better with the beads, or I think I'm going to go, like, I'm not sure that I would necessarily go with just a normal fringe here. I may go with a twisted fringe. I'm not sure at this point. Now, the two types of beads that I've gotten, again, I'm not a connoisseur of beads, but basically the first one, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up or not. Okay. There we go. They look beautiful. They're like beautiful crystals, basically, and with a little bit of silver in it, which is, again, I'm hoping it will pick up from the silver that's on the actual scarf. The other one is more kind of an iridescent kind of blue. It's got, you know, if you turn it, depending on how you turn it in the light, you're looking at some burgundy maybe and so forth. So again, that might be a nice option as well. All right, you want to make sure that the hole that the bead actually has will obviously allow the thread to go through, not too loosely. You don't want it loosey-goosey. You don't want it to be too tight that you can't move it along either. Okay. So again, the people at the bead store were very well versed, obviously, in their knowledge, and they were able to help me out. So I've put both sets of beads here. These are just like Kodak film, if you're old enough to remember Kodak film, in those canisters. I just put it in the lids there so that they're not running all over the place. I've got cats, and again, I certainly don't want, I want them to be obviously easy to find. The other thing that you're going to need, okay, that I picked up is called a big eye beading needle, okay? So what that is basically, and it is sharp, okay, on both ends, so keep that in mind. But again, if I put my nail in between, the eye is huge, right, in comparison to obviously your regular needle there, okay? So what I want to do here is I'm going to pick up, okay, well, first of all, I'm going to grab one of these here. I'm going to just pull these back here, okay? I'm going to grab one of these. I want to divide it in half, and so I have 10, so I'm just going to take out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that'll be 1/2 right there that I'll be using with a fringe twister. And then I'm going to put the beads on just one strand on this side here. It doesn't really matter which strand, just pick a strand, basically, on one of the halves, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and where did I put it? Oh, here. Okay, so be careful of this to make sure you keep a hold of it, okay? So I'm going to open it up. All right. I'm going to put the thread through it. All right. There we go. All right. And it's going to pull right through. Okay. Now I'm going to try with the clear, the kind of the silvery beads. I'm going to pick up, I think, 4 of them. I'm going to try. Okay. Again, 4 maybe way too many. Now again, let's see here. My eyes are not what they used to be. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So all I'm going to basically be doing is I'm going to bring it down here, okay? And as you can see, all right, let's see if we can pull this apart here. All right, it's now on there instead of me having to string them. You would not want to take this and try, you know, to put them through each of the beads. I refuse to torture myself like that. And then I'm just basically pulling it out. okay, and put my needle aside. If you've got a magnet, you know they have those magnet pin cushions, actually, that works really well also to keep that where it needs to be. All right, so now I'm going to move these aside out of the field of view here, because I'm going to pull this over the edge. All right, with my, okay, so I'm going to see if I can rearrange the camera here. All right, so I'm going to connect, all right, oop. All right, so take the twisted fringe of this one, twisted fringe of that one. Now, right here, I'm going to spread these out, all right? So I'm going to start one here, maybe put one like there, maybe one here, and one maybe here, okay? And so from the previous video, if you remember, we needed to twist, and so based on the ply, and the ply basically is going this way. If you could look close enough, you'd be able to tell that the ply goes this way. So which means that I'm going to turn towards this, and you can't see a thing, can you? Okay, sorry. So again, we said because the ply is going this way, we're going to be doing the turning to this direction. If the ply had been going that way, we'd be turning in this direction, okay? So I'm going to basically try going, you want to have enough that there's an actual kink. So I'm going to try 20, and then we'll see if we need more than that, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? So what I'm going to do here, and you'll notice that basically it gets locked in as it's twisting. So now I'm going to just let it go. It's going to untwist itself. It's going to twist in the other direction. And then I will be able to actually clip it to see. I'm not going to do it permanently because I'm not sure this is what I want. Okay? So are you able to see? Yes, you are. Okay. Okay? So if I take a look, all right, the beads basically have gone on all different sides. All right? You can't really tell. So let's see here if we advance it a little bit there. Okay, so you can see that there, okay? So if I just disconnect it from the fringe twister, I'm just going to unclip the fringe twister here. I'm going to add it to this one here, okay, this clip here, because it just makes life so much simpler to do that. And then we could take a look at the two of them and see what we like, if we like that better. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So let's pull these back now, and then let's take a look. So if I look at the comparison between the two, right, I do like the twist. I do like the beads, okay? I have to say, I do like the clear beads. Again, will it detract from the original? I don't know. Now, I'm not sure if you can see the beads properly. Let's see if I put this on the back underneath here. It gives you a little bit better. Make it a little easier to see there, okay? So I do like that. Beads are not only for bling, but they also add a little bit of weight to very thin, kind of flighty threads that does allow it to, to hang a little bit better. So I am liking that right now. We will see whether or not, because they can get caught possibly and so forth, but I am liking that. So let's try it again, okay? And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the blue beads, okay? And I'm going to do another combination where there's basically blue and the silver crystal beads. I could put in more beads. I don't know if I want to put in necessarily more beads. I think 4 beads is good enough for this particular length. But let me try it with and come back and show you what it looks like with the other two types. Okay? Okay, so I've done the same thing again. I've basically divided the package into two strands of 5. Basically, I've just put it in through the big needle there, that large eye. Okay, I got the 4 beads on it that you can see right there. Okay, and so I'm just going to pull that. All right, pull that through. All right, bring the beads through like that. Oh, pull. Which one's the loose one here? One of these is loose. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull this out. Okay, so I've got basically my 4 beads. All right, so let's attach both of these. with the fringe twister again. All right, at the end here. So, put that here. I'll clip this one here. There we go. All right, I'm going to pull it over to the side here. Okay. Again, I'm going to divide up the beads, space them out. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm going to go do the same amount again. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20. 20 is what we wanted, right? That's what we did before. Okay, so again, you want to make sure that when you do this, like it crinkles back up on itself very easily. So I'm going to let it off the side, allow it to do its thing. Okay, so when it stops twisting in its reverse order here, I stopped it. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to add it to this clip here so that we can just take a look at all of them in one shot. Okay, so I'm going to move all this back a little bit. These are just like IKEA clips that I picked up just as a temporary thing here so that I can not do my knots and I can just actually look at what I want to look at here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, I'm not sure if you can see that any better. Let's see if we put this underneath, if that helps somehow. All right. Okay. So definitely, the blue beads definitely do not show up, great. I mean, definitely these ones are for sure much nicer. Let's try maybe a combination of both of them, but I don't know that both of them is going to necessarily do anything, because if I put them side by side, again, I don't know. I do like the glass bling myself, I have to say. I do like that. So, but let's try one with a combination of both of them there and just see what it looks like in the end. Okay, so basically we're looking at, right, the option of just the untwisted fringe, just the knotted fringe. We're looking at the twisted fringe. We're looking at the 3 types of beaded fringes here. So we're looking here, okay, so you can see basically if I twist it around, you can see basically the crystal and the blue. I'm not sure if I'm liking the crystal or the blue necessarily. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards more the crystal there, but I will pull in the hubby to get the hubby's opinion. Okay, I've brought my husband. Tends to be a pretty decent judge of beautiful things here, of course, because he married me. But which one do you think you like better? Do you like, there's just this one here, for example, is the knotted fringe. You've got here, which is the twisted fringe. These 3 have different types of beads. So this one basically, as you can see, is all just the crystal clear beads. This one is just the blue beads here, okay? And then this one I put a combination of like 2 of each type, basically. So I'm not sure which one you prefer out of the 4. I'm thinking this one here with the clear beads, or maybe just the plain twisted fringe. I'm not sure.
It's either of those 2.
Well, do you have a preference out of those 2?
Yeah, not really.
No?
No. If you're going to use these, I would actually have more beads double up.
You think so? Instead of 4?
Double up.
You didn't think it would be too much?
No, right now it looks like not enough. It's an afterthought.
Okay.
By the look of it. If you double up, it'll be more in keeping with the density of.
Well, I don't want it to overshadow the pattern.
But if it's dense enough, it'll look like a continuation.
True.
Right now, it doesn't look. It looks like it's.
Okay.
You had a couple of beads left kicking around. You decide to throw them in.
Okay. Well, I'll try one. Then I'll try one with 8 beads. See if it's too much or not. But all right, good idea. Let's try it then. All right, guys, give me a minute. I'm going to retwist with 8 beads and see whether or not it's too much. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I did the 8 beads. I think the 8 beads for this one here, as you can see, I think it's a little bit way too much. I think maybe 6 beads would have been much better, okay, because it is looking kind of over full here. And if I have several of those, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out, but whatever I figure out, I'll show you kind of the end result of what it is at the end of it there. But these are examples, as I said, of 3 ways to do beaded fringes. There are other ways, of course, 3 ways. There are 3 different types of fringes that you can have. There are other types of fringes as well that can be done, and down the road, if I have a project, you will see those as well. All right, so I hope that was helpful to you guys, and have yourself a great day.